Here's your KNDY updated weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A heat advisory begins at 1 p.m. this afternoon and remains in effect until 7 p.m. Wednesday night. Mainly clear skies today with daytime highs approaching 97. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently 70.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier with the changing Kansas law across the state. Microbreweries say they are taking advantage of some of the law changes by being able to sell their microbrewed products directly to small businesses within the state of Kansas. As one distributor says, it's nice being able to buy a product that was made here in Kansas with Kansas raw materials and agricultural products and be able to sell them on their shelves in their store.
Being a locally owned and operated grocery store, we really appreciate doing business with other local folks and bringing those products to the people in the community in a way that makes it really easy for them.
It's really quite interesting how often we forget about the farmers and the small business owners. I think today marks a time in history, a time that we really need to take focus on what small businesses are contributing to our state.
That audio from KSNT News, where they say it's nice having local beers made with local ingredients, helping everybody around. Mid-America Network News.
Have you noticed that the number of box stores that sell bed mattresses is dwindling? There's a reason why people that dip their toes into the water of bed mattresses end up buying at Derby Mattress of Derby. Lower everyday prices that beat the box store sales prices every day. Also, Derby Mattress is the only store in town that has natural organic latex with no man-made foams, as well as two-sided mattresses. For everyday low prices, go to Derby Mattress at 105 South Baltimore in Derby today.
When you're a U.S. veteran or service member, you're 40% more likely to lose money to fraud than civilians. Scam artists use fake veterans charities, service benefit buyout schemes, bogus job scams, the pandemic, and more. That's why AARP's Veterans Fraud Center and Operation Protect Veterans provides free research and advice on the latest scams targeting veterans and military families. Protect yourself and your family. AARP, on a mission to support veterans. Go to aarp.org/vetsfraudcenter today. One doctor in liberal Kansas says that he's delivered more babies than what the town's population even is, having delivered more than 22,000 babies at the Southwest Medical Center. As KSN News reports that according to Dr. Dennis Knudsen, he has released a statement saying, quote, delivering over 22,000 babies is a milestone I never imagined reaching when I started. It's been a privilege to be part of so many families' lives and to witness the joy of new beginnings. Dr. Knudsen's journey in liberal started back in 1982 when a nurse at a clinic in the city of Wichita suggested that he considered working for then Dr. Norvin Harris in the city of liberal Kansas. He started his own practice back in 1983 at the same location on 15th Street before moving to the Southwest Medical Center, where he will be taking on a new role as an employee of the SMC, but says he will still have an office at the location to ensure the continuity of care for his patients and working with the community. According to the latest census data, the population of liberal Kansas is at 19,274.
Nebraska Mid-America Network News, I am Felix Johnson. Lois Zegers of Petersburg has marked major milestones in her children and grandchildren's lives with handmade quilts. Recently, she has spent the last 6 months extending that tradition to her grandchildren. She devoted day and night to her sewing room, producing 33 quilts, one for each great-grandchild. She's only been quilting for 25 of her 92 years. Here's what she had to say to KOLN.
My daughter, my second youngest, passed away just in October. And I think this saved me, actually.
One of her great-granddaughters took her grief and decided to give it purpose.
She came and watched me sew, and she said, am I ever going to get one? Before she left, she said, I really love pink. And so she picked out several pieces of pink.
Nebraska Mid-America Network News.
I am State Representative Randy Garber. I know Senator Pyle as a fellow Gideon and a true leader for our traditional family values, a real American. The 1st District couldn't ask for a more dedicated, principled Christian man. His opponents should put their egos aside and drop out.
I am State Senator Alicia Straub. I have served with Senator Pyle. He is a genuine conservative patriot. I also know his opponents' records. They are not conservative. Just look at who is financing them, the big money guys, the same people that supported Nikki Haley. They should be applauding Senator Pyle. Without his persistence, Kansans would not be getting real tax relief.
I'm State Representative Trevor Jacobs. Senator Dennis Pyle has set an example for conservatives to follow. He is the real, for the people Kansan. He has fought for limited government, for everyday families and their budgets. He will fight for the American dream of prosperity for the people of Kansas. Because in this race, Dennis Pyle is the true conservative.
Paid for by the committee to elect Dennis D. Pyle, Andrew Scobie, Treasurer.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. First-degree murder charges were filed in Marshall County District Court in the killing of a Blue Rapids man, Cameron Shoptease, whose remains were discovered near Waterville some days after he was reported last seen July 4th. 31-year-old James Dean Winkenwader of Waterville allegedly killed Shoptease intentionally and with premeditation, prompting first-degree charges. Winkenwader was initially taken into custody on unrelated charges shortly after Shoptease's body was discovered. $1 million bond has been set, and Winkenwader remains in the Marshall County Jail. District officials noted charges filed are accusations, and he's presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. A federal grant that was earmarked toward equipment and technology upgrades included in a new jail in Marshall County is on hold. Sheriff Tim Ackerman had applied for extensions after 2 public votes turned down proposals for new construction. Ackerman indicating that he needs plans and cost to enter the second part of a multi-tier application process and has been in contact with federal officials about reapplying for the grant next year. According to the grant application, the funds would have been used for technology and a classroom for inmates so that they could complete coursework, as well as an educational training area for department officers and staff. A public hearing for the 2025 Marshall County budget is set for September 16th at 8:30 a.m. An increase of 1.063 mills would exceed the revenue-neutral rate and would bring the mill levy to 45.747, up from 44.694 mills. Assessed valuations for 2025 are down slightly from the previous year. Included in the proposed budget, a 3% increase in salaries, which remains to be finalized, with consideration for 3% or $100 per month being discussed. The county clerk's office has details of the budget available. Oquito Blacktop overlay has been completed. White shoulder rock will be put on in the near future. There remains concern regarding commercial truck traffic on the Oquito Blacktop. There is a resolution prohibiting this, and signage is posted. They will discuss with the sheriff enforcement resolutions. Gage County Board of Supervisors meeting was routine business last week. Planning and Zoning Committee had met earlier and discussed an additional communication tower in southern Gage County or placing antennas on the Barnston Water Tower. The Steel Flats Wind Farm project is being repowered and will increase the height of blades 51 feet to a height of 477 feet. At the August 15th meeting, a public hearing will be held on the Pleasant Hill Cemetery. Washington County Public Works advises contractors are laying asphalt with traffic delays beginning this week for about a month from B Street, Quivira Road, north of Washington to the Nebraska state line. Washington County will distribute $450,000 from NextEra Energy among 8 townships based on a formula for heavy haul route mileage. Nemaha County Commissioners were advised Hall Brothers will work on the Baileyville Road in August, work postponed from June. A public hearing for the 2025 Nemaha County budget is planned September 16th at 10 a.m. Commissioners intend to exceed the revenue-neutral rate of 36.168 mills. Monday is the final day for the Nemaha County Free Fair in Seneca with the livestock judging contest, round-robin showmanship. The livestock auction begins at 7 p.m.
Marshall County Agency on Aging will distribute free food boxes Tuesday, July 30th from 9 a.m. until they're gone. No income guidelines. Boxes distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. Tuesday only. For additional details, contact the Agency on Aging at 562-5522. Distribution 9 a.m. until they're gone at the south side of the Hellring Center in Marysville for Marshall County residents. Marshall County Health Department will offer outreach clinics this Wednesday in Beatty at the Fire Station 12:30 till 2. Summerfield, Fire Station 2:30 till 4:30, and the Axtell American Legion 5 until 7. Clinics are planned August 6th in Vermilion and Frankfort, August 7th in Waterville and Blue Rapids, August 8th in Bremen. They'll check blood pressure and offer vaccinations. For information, phone the Health Department 562-3485.
At United Bank & Trust, we get it. Bank hours don't always fit into your schedule. With the United Bank & Trust mobile banking app, you can bank anytime, anywhere. At home, at work, or anywhere in between. You can perform convenient and secure transactions like mobile check deposit, transfer money between accounts, or see your balance instantly. Find it by searching for United Bank & Trust mobile app in your app store. Mobile banking with United Bank & Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
On the Marshall County Senior Citizens Lunch Menu today, roast beef, mashed potatoes, sliced carrots, and pineapple. Tomorrow, chicken teriyaki, a muffin, rice, Capri Blend, and diced peaches. KNDY News Time, 7:15.
Hi, this is Sheriff Tim Ackerman. Throughout my years working for the Marshall County Sheriff's Office, one of my top priorities has been keeping an open-door policy for the public and employees to address any concerns they may have. This has made it possible for me to maintain an open and honest department that takes pride in serving the residents of Marshall County with integrity and respect. I would appreciate your vote Tuesday, August 6th, so I can continue serving all of you. Tim Ackerman for Marshall County Sheriff. Paid for by Jerry Hosfeld.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. A heat advisory will be in effect from early this afternoon until late Wednesday evening. Sunshine today with our highs in the upper 90s and lower 100s. There will be a chance for some scattered showers overnight tonight, otherwise mostly clear with our lows in the upper 60s and mid-70s. Sunshine throughout the day on Tuesday with our highs in the upper 90s and lower 100s. Heat index values around 106. Some scattered showers are possible throughout Tuesday night with our lows in the lower to mid-70s. Some scattered showers are possible in a Wednesday, otherwise mostly sunny with our highs in the mid-90s and lower 100s. Then showers and thunderstorms possible throughout Wednesday night with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Some rain early Thursday morning, then sunny with our highs in the mid to upper 90s. And clear skies throughout Thursday night with our lows in the mid to upper 60s. Sunshine throughout Friday with our highs in the mid to upper 90s. Then mostly clear skies throughout Friday night with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Staying sunny into Saturday with our highs in the lower to upper 90s. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Average high temperature late July, 91. Record high on this date, 109. The average low, 69. The record low, 54. Sunset this evening, 8:42. Sunrise in the morning at 6:25. Passing round of a few sprinkles Sunday morning here at studios. 73 degrees, sunshine this hour, and that's a check of the morning news and weather for this Monday, the 29th of July. KNDY News Time, 7:17. I'm Bruce Dierking reporting.
Kansas Republicans love our nation and state, but we know things are headed in the wrong direction. Joe Biden's runaway inflation is making it harder for families to make ends meet, and his border crisis is putting our families in danger. Dr. John Epley has the prescription to make things better. A fourth-generation Kansan and lifelong Republican, Dr. John Epley has been a trusted rural family doctor for over 40 years. A proven conservative, Dr. John Epley is pro-life, a defender of the Second Amendment, and helped write the bill to ban transgender surgery for minors because the woke liberal agenda has no place in Kansas. And Dr. Epley knows nothing is more important than securing our southern border. He supports fighting illegal immigration by sending troops to secure the border and keep criminals and deadly drugs out of Kansas. Rural doctor, conservative fighter, Kansas roots. Conservative Republican Dr. John Epley for State Senate.
Paid for by Epley for State Senate, Patsy Porter, Treasurer.
Cook & Company invites people near and far to come to the Nemaha County Fair starting July 25th. From Cook & Company in Seneca, offering one of the widest selections of interior and exterior wood doors in North America, and quality handcrafted cabinetry that will add beauty to every room in your home. Eisenbarth Plumbing Shop welcomes you and your family to the Nemaha County Fair starting July 25th. There will be many fun activities for everyone to enjoy. And don't forget to check out the Classic Car Show. See you there! From everyone at Eisenbarth Plumbing Shop in Seneca, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. Helena Agri Enterprises invites everyone to the Nemaha County Fair starting July 25th. Take a moment to look at all the exhibits and displays that the area 4-Hers have up for viewing and judging. From the Helena Agri Enterprises in Centralia, people, products, knowledge greatly values their patrons to support.
Dominating off the bench, no less. Good morning, I'm Jay Reynolds. U.S. men's basketball team with a key win in Paris Sunday. 26-point win over Serbia. Kevin Durant coming off the bench for 23 points in 17 minutes. Even hit his first 8 shots, 5 of them three-pointers, and it helped with the nerves for Team USA.
LeBron James and Steph Curry admitted after the game that they were nervous. The 27,000-seat venue, huge stadium, huge expectations on this team. They had butterflies.
ESPN's Brian Windhorst, Durant with a major boost, calming everybody down. Jason Tatum didn't even play in the win. U.S. women's soccer beats Germany, securing a spot in the quarterfinals. Baseball, trade deadline tomorrow. Meanwhile, Jazz Chisholm, who the Yankees acquired this weekend, gets his first hit with New York, and it comes in their Sunday night baseball win 8-2 at Fenway over the Red Sox. Yankees trail the Orioles by a game. Baltimore beat the Padres 8-6. Top 2 teams in baseball. Cleveland rallies for a 4-3 win over the Phillies. Kyle Schwarber with 2 homers in the loss. Speaking of homers, Cardinals Nationals.
Goldschmidt swings and it's a drive. That goes deep to left field. It's a gunner and a Redbird winner. Paul Goldschmidt walks it off for the Cardinals.
Cardinals Radio Network. Brewers beat the Marlins 6-2. Milwaukee, the 3rd team in the National League to 60 wins. Pirates score 4 in the 10th and then hold off the Diamondbacks for a 6-5 win. Braves a 9-2 win over the Mets. Pete Alonso with home run number 21 in the loss. Houston falls to the Dodgers 6-2. River Ryan gets the first win of his career for L.A. Twins, a one-hitter against the Tigers. Bailey Ober goes 8 innings with 11 strikeouts. Brewers beat the Marlins 6-2. Xavier Edwards hits for the cycle in the loss. Rays edge the Reds 2-1 in the loss. Ellie De La Cruz goes 3 for 4 with 4 stolen bases. He now has 55 stolen bases on the season.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself, or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out and day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Goog's Bar and Grill in Hanover is hosting a Little Blue River catfishing contest starting Friday, August 2nd at 6 p.m. Over $800 worth of prizes with a side prize for largest turtle brought in. Registration and rules will be announced August 2nd, 6 p.m. at Goog's Bar and Grill in Hanover. Contact Mark at 785-562-8273 with questions and test your fishing skills August 2nd with Goog's Bar and Grill's Little Blue Catfishing Contest.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. After last week's big sell-off in tech stocks, investors watch for earnings reports this week from Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Meta. The Federal Reserve's Board of Governors meets this week and may offer clues about the timing of any interest rate cuts. On Friday, stocks managed a strong rebound from losses earlier in the week. The Dow Jones finished 654 points higher, headed into the weekend at 40,589. The Nasdaq picked up 1%. The S&P added 1.1%. Sheraton Mitsubishi Motors rose today on reports the company is in talks to partner with fellow Japanese automakers Nissan and Honda. The alliance is aimed at collaborating on artificial intelligence and on components for electric vehicles for all three automakers. Deadpool and Wolverine shattered box office records its opening weekend, tallying $205 million in domestic ticket sales. That's the highest overall movie debut of this year, the highest of an R-rated film ever. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Good Monday morning. Sam's back with your latest agricultural news here on the Mid-America Ag Network. Congress's failure to enact a modernized farm bill will have, quote, very real and damaging consequences. That's according to new market intel analysis by the American Farm Bureau Federation. The numbers are staggering, with AFB economists projecting losses per acre this year more than $99 for corn, almost $43 for soybeans, and $118 for wheat. AFB warns the likely loss of more family farms without a new farm bill already a year late. But Farm Bureau's Joe Gilson says lawmakers are now more concerned with saving their seats.
A lot of them, to be honest, are just more focused on, campaigning than getting a farm bill done.
House Speaker Mike Johnson sent members home for an early August recess, setting up another government funding cliff in September and likely delaying farm bill floor action until further. AFB President Zippy Duvall says Congress must not put farmers, ranchers, and American families on the back burner. Joe Gilson says putting a farm bill off until next year and a new Congress will only mean more delays.
Seating the Congress, you have committee assignments, you have new nominees, potentially, if there's a change in administration. The debt ceiling runs out January 1, 2025.
Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley sees no farm bill progress in his committee and complains that frustration is building.
And if we don't get a 5-year farm bill this year, this is just going to multiply many times over of reactions and irritation with farm leaders and individual family farmers with the Congress of the United States not delivering.
More than 500 farm and related groups wrote Hill leaders last week demanding immediate action. As we covered on that, AFB's Duvall warns Congress will be to blame if it leaves farmers without a new farm bill after 140,000 farms failed in the last 5 years. Sam's back through the Mid-America Ag Network.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Jacob Clout. Early weaning, or the practice of pulling calves off of cows before 200 days of age, helps give cows and pasture land a break during drought and other stressful conditions. K-State Extension cow-calf specialist Jason Warner shares a couple financial early weaning considerations.
When you make the decision to pull those calves off, and if you're not going to sell them and market them right away at the time when you early wean, if you're going to hold those calves and grow them, just need to make sure that you're understanding and evaluating the cost that it's going to take to put that weight on those calves relative to the value of the gain that you're going to be able to receive by taking those calves to a heavier weight. Certainly when we look at it this year as a continuation from where we've been at the last 6 to 12 months, we're still at record high feeder calf prices. And so if you sell those calves this year, even if they only weigh 350 to 400 pounds, they're going to generate a lot of dollars per head right off the cow. And so with where we know our feed cost structure is and our annual cow costs, that should be a profitable decision for a lot of producers this year.
Warner discusses how producers should develop a nutrition program for early weaned calves.
When we go to bring those calves in and put them in a pen situation, whether they're on a cell feeder or whether it's a total mixed ration situation, however we're providing that nutrition for those calves, we know that just because they're lighter and smaller, their intakes are going to be pretty low. And so we got to make sure that we have a really well-fortified diet, a good concentration of crude protein and energy. From a protein standpoint, probably looking at a diet that's probably at a minimum of 13% crude protein, maybe on up to about 14 to 15% on a dry matter basis.
Early weaning affects the cow just as much as the calf, according to Warner. He explains how this practice benefits the cow.
managing cows, and particularly young cows or thin cows, that's where early weaning can be really effective for us. And so as I look at it, when we think about the decision to early wean, that needs to be made based on what our forage resources are, but then also too where that cow herd is from a plain and nutrition standpoint. And so when we early wean those calves, when we cease lactation or remove that calf, we lower the energy requirement of that cow. And depending on her weight and how much milk she produces on a daily basis, it might be anywhere from 30 to 40% of her energy needs would drop. So what that allows us to be able to do is we can add some weight and some condition to her more economically, and she can gain weight and gain condition on the forage resources that we have in front of her.
That was Kansas State University Extension cow-calf specialist Jason Warner on the practice of early weaning calves. I'm Jacob Clout. This has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
The friendly staff of C&K Services urges everyone to grab family and friends and come to the Nemaha County Fair beginning July 25th. There will be 4-H exhibits and events, great food, entertainment, and so much more. So come stay a while. Hope to see you there. From everyone at C&K Services in Sabetha.
7:29 from KNDY, 75 and sunshine this hour. Highs in the middle 90s today as the warm-up trend continues. We'll be topping the century mark with heat index levels Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they say.
Do you have a birthday this month? We're talking about the 2 different star signs of July today on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmerrancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Monday, July 29th, the 211th day of the year. Actor Will Wheaton has a birthday, and the royal wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana was on this day in 1981. If you're celebrating a birthday today, you are a Leo. Being born under this lion star sign indicates great leadership skills, creativity, and sentimentality. If you were born this month, but before July 23rd, you're a Cancer. It's the 4th astrology sign in the zodiac and refers to the constellation of the same name. Cancers are known for being generous and self-aware. You're also ruled by the moon cycles, meaning your moods are likely to wax and wane. No matter what sign you fall under, happy birthday month from the Old Farmer's Almanac. You can find out more about your birth month anytime online at almanac.com.
Kansas Mid-American Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier with the kickoff of the Summer Olympics in Paris, France at the end of last week. That goes on for the next couple of weeks. The state of Kansas is being represented not only with some of the athletes that are there in Paris competing, but also some of the volunteers that have been chosen to help out at the event. As KSNT News reports that one individual by the name of Mike Calloway has been nominated as one of the 766 chosen to chaperone volunteers at the Olympics. As Calloway says, he's been able to make the trek from Topeka all the way to Paris.
A lot of people were, and I was disappointed because I wanted to see or be part of an opening ceremony, and then I started realizing, well, I'm here. And it's like I've said before, you can hear the helicopters. We can see the Eiffel Tower in the background. Every night I've been waking up at about 3 o'clock because they've been rehearsing.
Kansas Mid-American Network Sports.
Do you suffer from numbness, tingling, burning, or cramping in your feet, hands, or legs? Midwest Pain Relief Center is effectively treating many cases with these exact symptoms, helping patients find relief without endless medications. If you're someone who deals with any of these symptoms, our program could be the answer you're looking for. Call today to schedule a consultation at 620-478-2878. That's 620-478-2878. You can visit our website at MidwestPainReliefCenter.com. Midwest Pain Relief Center, preserving joints and restoring lives.
Roll into 2024 on a winning streak at First Council Casino and Resort. Plan your getaway for the greatest concerts, events, and gaming all under one roof. More than 30 acts are booked for 2024. Our indoor water park is a hit for the entire family to relax and unwind. Play with your Seven Clans rewards card and find out why we have the most loyal players. Pile up the points and earn one-of-a-kind VIP experiences, free play, and cash. And yeah, about the cash. Seven Clans paid more than $50 million in jackpots in 2023. It's all right here at Seven Clans First Council Casino and Resort, where the winners play. Highway 77 in Newkirk.
Two baseball players from the Kansas University Jayhawk team are taking their talents to the next level. As KSNT reports that Reese Dutton and Jabril Easley have both signed free agent contracts, moving up to the big leagues, going to the Philadelphia Phillies and the Texas Rangers. Dutton had moved from USC upstate to KU, playing only 1 year for the Jayhawks, while compiling a 7.5 record with a 3.78 ERA through 85.5 innings in that pitching position, and led the Jayhawks pitching staff in innings pitched and strikeouts, finishing the year with a total of 82 strikeouts for the season. Easley was on the rebound after missing the 2023 season with an ACL injury, but bounced back this last of baseball season with a record of 21 strikeouts and 21.1 innings pitched, and had 6 of his 10 outings that were starting for the game. Overall, it was a big year for the Jayhawks for the big leagues, as the Phillies also drafted an infielder and relief pitcher, while the Rangers called on a first baseman and catcher. Kansas Mid-America Network Sports.
Marysville Senior American Legion of Baseball entered the Class 2A 2024 state tournament as the 7th seed, 17-14 record. After falling to Hiawatha in first-round action Friday, 6-4, Marysville came back with 2 wins over Independence and Concordia, 6-2 and 16-5. They were 2 wins away from getting themselves back to a state tournament contest, but came up short as they fell in extra innings, 10-9, versus Corning in what was a back-and-forth contest on a Sunday afternoon. Marysville Senior American Legion baseball team ends their season 19-16 with that 10-9 loss versus Corning on a Sunday afternoon from the Class 2A state baseball tournament in Concordia. Reporting for KNDY Radio, this has been Max Blasky.
KNDY.